Welcome to the MorrowMarriage podcast, guys. Today I want to bring up the open marriage concept, the polyamorous lifestyle, and this is something that Kathryn and I we can't wrap our heads around, and I understand that some people do, but I think that there's a majority of people that do it because they don't understand what marriage really is.
So when you dated your husband in the beginning, did you ever answer the door with your hair all crazy?
Hey, it's the MorrowMarriage podcast. Today I have a good one for you. You react, so you repeat your cycle.
I'm Cass.
I'm Kathryn.
Today we want to talk about the nice guys, covert contracts, and why it's killing your marriage.
How to help someone who's sitting in their pain. And we can talk about people in general. And today I want to talk about money and how it's not the problem. Because guys, you can't solve problems if people are presenting fake shit.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
They don't understand how to fulfill each other's needs, serving each other first, offering everything that they could to be a whole relationship. And so this becomes an option. You know, the amount of men that I've worked with, their wives said, I just want you to go find someone else. I like our life, but I don't want sex. The amount of men that are told by their therapists, or women, actually, when I hear about their wives, I'm not talking about your women, Kathryn, but like the therapist or I've only heard of a couple pastors, but mostly therapists that might suggest this as an option.
Pastors?
Yeah,
suggesting that as an option?
2 times I've heard that. Yeah.
What? Sure, stay away from that church.
Yeah, seriously. And but the amount of time this is happening at least once a week, I hear it from a man on a phone call, or somebody comments on my social media, or somebody just lets it out when they're in the program. And it's really, really, really sad to me because I understand that there's a need there. Oh, porn is sometimes offered as well. And it's all the same. It's all, go ahead. You're going to say something?
I was just going to say, if you guys have been watching us, you know what our opinion is on porn.
Mm-hmm. It's actually becoming such an option for people to think about this, opening marriage up. This is beyond cheating now. This is beyond hiding. This is an option. Maybe we can move our marriage forward with this. Guys, you can't move your marriage forward if you're bringing other people in. Go back to the last episode when we talked about triggers and my insecurities. Okay. It's going to happen. It's going to creep in where somebody will break the rule. Kathryn, we talked about rules. Listen to the last episode and listen to this again. It's going to happen. You can't help it because let's say we're using the example of the couple that's super great at being roommates. We're just missing the intimacy. Rather than figuring out what needs to be handled and addressed, you decide to bring in this other partner. Well, now the great business partners, the great co-parents, now have a division between them that's even greater than not having sex because now there's another person creating that division, right? And we hear this all the time where it turns to an affair or they do break these rules that they had. It's just, I think it's just awful. Are you hearing about this a lot now too?
I don't hear about it a lot, but I do hear about it. I've had a handful of phone calls with women who are in the situation, and I've had clients whose husband is either participating in it or pushing her to do it. Yeah, it's not as common on my side, but definitely heartbreaking whenever I hear it.
Yeah, the thing is, I know that this is going to be a difference of my opinion, but somebody could, potentially say, this is the lifestyle I want, and then get married. And I guess that could be the exception.
People do it.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, that's them. That's just not for us. But what the problem is specifically here that I'm talking about today is it becomes a solution or a Band-Aid.
That people think it's a solution to a problem.
Yes.
That whole grass is greener. I can get what I want somewhere else. I can compartmentalize sex versus marriage, partnership versus intimacy, all those different things. So you're looking for different people to fill different needs.
Mm-hmm. And this specifically came up because a woman in my DMs was talking about how to switch her husband out of this lifestyle, who ultimately did it because he said, this is who I am. No, man, then you would have said that before you were getting married, and your vows might have included something about that.
Right.
I really think that you guys got to stop trying to put Band-Aids on your problems. We go back to porn for a second, right? She doesn't want me, so I'm going to watch porn. In what world does that make her want you more? You look subhuman. You look inferior. You look like a horny teenager. And
especially when you blame your wife like that. Well, you don't want me, so I'm going to watch porn.
Yeah.
That's actually what makes you subhuman.
Yeah. You guys have to understand that these Band-Aids that you create as a solution are not solutions. You're literally pushing everything that you want away. So I talk about it in whether I'm talking about porn or we're talking about this, sleeping with someone else, as the accepted lifestyle. Listen, every release you have, you're releasing the dreams that you had with your wife or your husband. Like, come on, get real. How can you possibly move your relationship forward? What, because you have better energy because you got off today? Well, how would you feel if you actually got the love that you want from your wife? It feels really fucking good, like really good. So you have to, instead of wasting the time doing these extracurricular activities, you need to start,
activities.
yeah, you need to start focusing on the curriculum at home. Start focusing on what you are needing to do to show up. If your partner doesn't want you and you want them, that means they're more desirable. That means you're not. Like, people get so wrapped up in, well, I should go out of my marriage and do this because I need sex and this is just what I like. I like the excitement, the thrill. No, get your wife revved up so much that you get to have thrills. Like, whatever it takes, be patient, work through it, figure it out. Because at the end of the day, that home life, you'll never be fulfilled more than the person that actually shares everything with you. It's impossible to think that somebody, okay, don't believe me, go back to one night stands. How good did they really fucking feel? Come on, man. You're not connected. How does everybody feel? The more connected and more in love they get, the sex is better. So how can you possibly think that it's real, that you're actually connecting with someone? Oh, wait, unless you're falling in love with them, what the fuck did we start this episode with? The problem is it's going to happen, right? And I could be wrong, because there are people that do just want to get off, but then I dare say that that's not really a marriage. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most people don't actually just want to get off.
No.
There are some people that get it, but mostly not. Even if you think about, we have some experience working with and knowing people that would go to massage parlors or buy hookers, escorts.
Mm-hmm.
And, they were doing it because there's something else. Like, those escorts and hookers are really good at pretending. So it's not like they're not acting disconnected from the men generally. Like, they're getting paid for a service and they act a certain way. Same way you watch porn, those women are acting a certain way. That's why you're getting turned on. These hookers and escorts aren't just like being like, okay, just take me and bend over. Otherwise it wouldn't work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these men are not going just to blow their load. Otherwise this is going to sound so vulgar, but get a pocket pussy and beat off with it.
Yeah, here robots are
These women
fantastic.
are fulfilling not only just the orgasm portion of what these men need, they're fulfilling something that's a fantasy. It's a dream world where they are acting like they are interested in this guy. Newsflash, they're not. They might do this with 10 different men in one day, maybe more sometimes, maybe less. I don't know.
Even some of these like swinger parties, there's a lot of role play and a lot of like different activities that they do. And sometimes I get that there's things that you'll have to compromise that you don't get to do with your partner, or you settle on not, or you compromise on doing. Okay, I get that. But a lot of this is it's like a show. Not that I've ever been to one, but I've had some courses and I've read some stuff, and like, you got to understand, none of it is real. If I take what Kathryn was just saying, if I take one of my men who's, that's what he did. He would go have affairs, or he would go hire. I'm thinking of two different guys right now, and this other guy would hire hookers, a different one every month. Both of them, when we got to the deep-rooted issues, it was actually about making themselves feel validated and loved. It had nothing to do with the sex.
Right. And you're not actually loved if you're buying a hooker. That hooker doesn't love you.
Or these parties. Like, none of this is unless we start going to what I was talking about, where you do
affair,
fall in love.
And then you do fall in love with them.
Like, now we have a fucking problem. So guys, if this is something that's crossing your mind, hopefully it's because of some asshole therapist, okay, or some asshole friend. And hopefully,
or just society in general that's making you think that this is a solution.
Yeah. And then hopefully you can discern between the difference between a solution and a Band-Aid, because Band-Aids are not going to solve the problems ever. Okay. You got to get to the root of it. Go back to what we just talked about, validation. We talked about insecurity. Like, if you can understand that there's real issues, you can actually fill your heart, fill your cup, feel whole, give more to your partner, get more, and you will have the life that you want.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
No, that's good.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.